What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful.com. It is February 4th, 2021. Unfortunate news to reveal today. Steve Cutler has been let go by WWE. Man, I've got a lot on this on FightfulSelect.com. Go check it out. But I'll tell you guys what I can here. This guy was well liked in the WWE locker room. I know this because after the Forgotten Sons debacle, so to speak, last spring, I think it was, that Chad Lale, Jackson Riker made some comments that didn't necessarily sit well with the roster. I polled many members of the roster about how they felt about the rest of the team. And they said that both Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake were going out of their way to try to make things right and talk to people and indicate that those feelings were not necessarily reflected or reciprocated as indicated by Jackson Riker. However, Steve Cutler was released today by WWE. Again, I encourage you to subscribe to FightfulSelect.com. But he was doing work for WWE as of today, like as of a few hours ago, from what I'm told. I mean, I've reached out to a whole lot of people about this already. And one, I was told he was at the Performance Center today, helping out with the big men class, bumping around for them. So I reached out to another name at the Performance Center that said, yeah, he was here. He was a welcome face. That's always good to hear. He spent a lot of time there. He was hired by WWE, I want to say, in 2013, 2014. I'm pretty sure that, he was working like NXT tapings against Juice Robinson back when he was CJ Parker, and he was involved in a lot of enhancement matches for the NXT brand, and then they finally put him in a stable with Wesley Blake, and they got the Forgotten Sons rocking. But he was a liked guy, and he was good in the ring, and a good-sized dude. He's built at like 225, 6'1", I think it is. But basically, from what I understand, there was some heat on him from Vince McMahon specifically because he got COVID and wasn't able to make TV a couple weeks ago. That's been the rap for the last few weeks. And normally I'm not going to reveal who has COVID, because that's a personal thing. It's private and all that. But I mean, Deonna Purrazzo just put it out there on Twitter, COVID strikes again, LOL. So yeah, I mean, there were a whole lot of people that got diagnosed with COVID after the new year. He was one of them. They were off TV, and they weren't brought back. And I kept hearing, oh, well, they're trying to find out when they're coming back. They're trying to pitch stuff to creative, all that good stuff, which I know they were pitching a lot of stuff to creative last year as well, ideas to come back. And I'm pretty sure at one point they were working with Edge creatively on ideas and things like that. I'll have to double check that information, but that's what I had heard. But this sucks, man. I mean, he never ruffled any feathers. He never pissed anybody off, never seemed to upset anybody. We got a super chat, and it says, I assume Blake is next. I mean, let's not speculate on stuff like that. I read it because you sent the super chat, but I don't really want to speculate or like benefit off the idea of what more firings could be coming. That ain't a good thing, especially these days. It's not a good thing. From what I understand, he is expected to have a non-compete clause, which would stretch 90 days. As I mentioned, he is with Deonna Purrazzo. I'm sure there's an Impact connection there. He is the kind of guy that would do really well in like a blood sport or a New Japan USA or a Ring of Honor or anything like that. Wouldn't shock me one bit to see him pop up on an AEW Dark in the future. He's a good worker. Really good worker. Personality that people like. This was a surprise to the people that I've reached out to. And it wasn't something that he had asked for. He hadn't asked for his release as far as I understand. But when I spoke to people within WWE, or I spoke to one person high up in WWE that said, I'm sure that the door is open for a return for him in the future. And I hope so. Hope so, because the man put in 7 years in the company. 7 years in the company. Ryan Lambert said, are more talent looking to get out of WWE? A couple that I've talked to said that they're not exactly rushing to sign their contracts, but I mean, that's something we've reported on Fightful Select for quite a while. There are a lot of people that are going to wait and see how their negotiating power lands after all this. But they were, I know that the Knights of the Lone Wolf, which are Cutler and Blake, were supposed to be on TV a few weeks ago. It didn't end up working out because one of them had COVID. I think it's pretty clear that was Steve Cutler now. And I was told that because they missed TV, Vince McMahon was very upset about that. Now, Vince McMahon has not been at TV lately. I don't think he was on the investor call today, but they started the investor call really, really late. They cut to it in the middle of Nick Khan talking. Now, I'm not saying he got released because of COVID. I'm not saying he got released because of that. That's the speculation. The speculation among people that I spoke to think that he pissed people off because he couldn't make TV, because he couldn't do TV because he had COVID. And I know it upset Vince McMahon. I heard that from several people over the last couple of weeks. I do think it's kind of, I mean, again, I'm not cheering for somebody to lose their job, but man, Jackson Riker got them in a whole heap of shit. They were on TV. They were teaming. Jackson Riker was not even wrestling for the team. He wasn't even wrestling on the main roster for the team. And the stuff that he said got them taken off TV for the same amount of time. The same amount of time. And then Steve Cutler gets released. That one's baffling to me, man. Model employee went in today, according to people at the Performance Center, went in today to bump around for the big guys while they trained. Not something a lot of people volunteer for. Hey, let me go get some reps in by letting 300-pound men throw me around on an off day. So I got to say this is a questionable decision. And I mean, here's the thing. When I heard that there was heat there because of that, I thought it was dumb. And that was weeks ago. And then immediately there was speculation when that happened about, oh, okay, well, that's why. Steve Cutler has tweeted and he has said, unfortunately, today I was released. It was shocking to say the least, but I'm excited about the future and all the possibilities in front of me. Thank you for your continued support. 90 days, the countdown begins. Hard for me to believe it'll be difficult for this guy to find work. He has a ton of TV experience. He has like a lot of good contacts within wrestling, I would imagine. Oh, man. It's a bummer to see people lose their jobs, especially in this situation. Justin Lopez says, got to feel for Blake, who's waited forever to get to the main roster, and it's been a complete disaster. I wonder what they do with him. I do too. Well, guys, I'll have more on FightfulSelect.com. Head over there, subscribe, your leader in wrestling news. Until next time, guys, we're out.